777 Morningstar from Malaman Kingdom of Maharlika presents.
Nais ko pong ibahagi sa inyo ang kasaysayang pinamagatang History Revisited. It was no easy task. Any recovery from a burial site would contain assets subject of the statute of limitations, and if fully disclosed, would attract multiple claimants. Marcos played with his role masterfully by dealing astutely with the financial hyenas, who habitually prey upon such assets, and several arrangements with the Pentagon, United Nations, International Monetary Fund, and other august bodies preserve the assets of permitting their use by the scavengers, but retaining title to the involved principal. Deposits with banks were largely made under bailment conditions, thus assuring their security until such times as the statute of limitations lapsed. The ultimate beneficiary was kept concealed via use of a coded identification, TBM LSM 666, and all official documents refer to the beneficiary exclusively under that code name. Finally, the assignments were made, wherein the beneficiary was fully identified by name. Originals of such assignments were handed exclusively to the chosen beneficiary with copy to the concerned holding institution, to thus assure a trouble-free assumption of the accounts by the beneficiary at maturity. The beneficiary has been identified significantly. The beneficiary is again a persona ecclesias, and thus the multiple assignments can be activated by that beneficiary in accord with the confidential letter of instruction executed by Reverend Father Jose Antonio Diaz, and in the event of death of incapacity of the beneficiary may equally be passed to the next intended beneficiary under the conditions. Now the questions might well be asked. What exactly was the origin of the purported 600,000 metric tons of gold bullion subscribed by the Clan Taliano to support establishment of the Central Bank of the Philippines? Was it Vatican gold? Could Taliano have acquired such a massive store of wealth as a result of a successful business career in the Dutch East Indies? The question is easily answered if one has followed the EBB and flow of power and influence of the global financial scene over the past 112 years. In the first instance, Prince Julian MacLeod Taliano controlled not only his own fortune and business income, but had an interest in the fortune of his British family, and acquired the wealth of his wife, the Princess Tahata, upon marriage. And the wealth of his British family, fabulous. The kings and queens of England were drawn largely from the German nobility, and the throne land ownership via conquest had amassed major fortunes, the majority which was in gold. Moreover, in the immediate post-World War II aftermath, those kings and queens were well aware of the chilly winds of republicanism blowing through their domain and having lost both land and fortunes to the fate of war, had turned to the church as depository of the remaining wealth in order to gain the patronage of that august influence. The prevailing thought was, well, safer to part your fortune that with the richest influence on earth, and therefore trustworthy and beyond venality. They neglected to consider that the Rothschild banking family had taken control of the Vatican finances in 1863, and that while they were nominally protected by the Vatican, their wealth was at disposal of the Rothschild family bankers. England least feared the winds of republicanism due to an arrangement struck with the government when Britain became bankrupt following a major sovereign debt default which involved the monarchs paying of the debts of the country and assigning certain lands to the country in exchange for permanent recognition of the existing monarchy, plus a step in to perform that role, and had connivance of the church formed that 1 square mile of land now known as the City of London to handle the financial affairs of the crown. In that same context, it must be noted that Britain is owned, locked, stock and barrel by the Vatican due to breach of treaty considerations surrounding Magna Carta. The Queen, also the nominal head of the Church of England, is instructed directly by the Roman Pontiff. That condition has been in place since Magna Carta and will remain while ever the prevailing treaties remain in existence. So if Prince William Italiano had proposed to his British relatives that 600,000 metric tons of gold should be loaned for purpose of funding a new central bank in the Philippines, who would object? The City of London, with its close ties to the Bank of England, had long recognized that a central bank was a prolific revenue earner based upon the issue of credits and opposed to assignment of existing specie. The Rothschild banking fraternity, as controllers of the Vatican wealth, would have no objection. As such, a situation favored their possible later acquisition of the new central bank as an extension of their grip on the existing Bank of England. A longer-term plan to amalgamate the central banks of the world. The Vatican itself would not be object, since the gold was destined for use of a dominantly Catholic community. Voila! Prince William Italiano would clearly have a little difficulty in raising the requisite 600,000 metric tons of gold, even he did not have access to that volume from the personal resources or Muslim family affiliations. In all truth, there were even more powerful undercurrents at work long before this period in which Prince Julian Italiano, the centuries-old fight for supremacy and world hegemony between the British and Spanish crowns was in full force and reflect, and there were religious interests seeking to extend their influence in the form of Islam approaching from the south and the Catholic Church. As motivator of Spain obliged them to approach the Philippines with a Bible within a Bible in one hand and a sword in the other. The British proved to be diplomatically superior in their efforts, as guidance by production of the decrees known as the 01-4 Protocol. In 1764, the Royal Crown of England, Great Britain decided case number 571 in the Escribania de Cabildo and ordered the creation of the Hacienda of the Philippine Islands pursuant to the decree of 01-4 Protocol. By virtue of the Supreme Order of the Royal Crown of England embracing 4 major islands consisting of 169,972,500 hectares of plain, mountains, forests, and seas, specifically the island of Luzon, 31,904,624 hectares. The island of Palawan, 3,852,875 hectares. Visayan Island, 45,996,215 hectares. And Mindanao, with 83,518,786 hectares, more or less. Witness His Highness King George III of Royal Crown of England, January 17, 1764, issued at Manila at 10:45 a.m., attested by Governor General Dawson Drake, British Governor, Philippine Island, Zain, Governor Jose Raul, Office of the Escribania de Cabildo, Proprietary Governor. Clever was it not? The land must become the property of the Taliano clan. And when the Treaty of Paris was executed in 1898, the victor was obliged to recognize the Taliano clan as true title holders to the landmass of the Philippines. The British had protected their interests in Southeast Asia in daring move, which had assigned the land to one and their own. The family of Prince Julian Macleo Taliano, brother of Queen Victoria, thus defeating all efforts of the Spanish to retain possession of the archipelago. Also, we can repeat that Prince Julian Macleo Taliano would have experienced no difficulty whatever in assembling the 600,000 metric tons of gold, because it all stayed in the family. It would be a valid assumption to suggest that Britain held the dominant position from date of issue of the decrees of 01-4 Protocol. The Spanish were in possession of the Philippine Island, but lost their colonial powers to the USA. The Spanish tried to maintain a foothold with their invalid Título de Propiedad in the name of Hermogenes Rodriguez, and with many Spanish land titles coming from Friars' land, as if the Friars were the original owners of land in the Philippines. The Friars were not and never were original landowners. The owners of the land are indisputably the royal family of the Philippines, the Taliano Tagian clan, originally in the name of Prince Lacan Aconia Taliano Tagian. In order to appreciate the intrinsic value of gold at the time of deposit to Central Bank of the Philippines, it must be recalled that gold was then regularly traded at between $27 and $30 per troy ounce, and not the $1,000 plus figure we know today. Even in allowing then a price of $1 million per metric tons, the value of the deposit at date of completion would have been in the order of $600 billion. Today, of course, that value is in excess of $30 trillion. But the law was amendment which established the credit worthiness of the new central bank. And so the appreciated value is of no concern because the contract calls simply for return of the original deposit as gold plus agreed interest. The key question is, will it ever happen? No. The words of Albert Einstein. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. The currently undecided case saying that GR SP number 70014 based on alleged nullity of proceedings lays on the court table unheard at 8 years after its filing in 2002. The intention of the oligarchs is unclear, but it is certainly unprecedented for an administration to challenge the law of the land by seeking to overturn a ruling which became executory some 30 years prior to challenge. We should not leave this essay without some further explanation of the activities and role of Reverend Father Jose Antonio Diaz, Jose Rizal in the momentous event, which have now markedly impacted Philippine history. It can be shown that Reverend Father was not a passive participant in the looting and reallocation of the gold and treasure of Europe and Asia, but took an active role in its movement and processing. His academic achievements are well documented in multiple publications, but here we are far more interested in his activities relative to looted treasure. Little is officially known as recorded about a certain Jose Antonio Diaz de la Paz who became a papal nuncio and was invited to be the new Pope in February 1992. He declined. He had more important things to do. He was chosen by the royal families to be the trustee for all the gold left by the royal families. They had entrusted him already with their eyes, and so they could have readily entrusted him their gold, which was now lying secretly in the Vatican's cupboards in Benevento, Italy. Jose Antonio Diaz, formerly Jose Rizal, decided he would bring all the gold to the Philippines. Nobody would look for it there. It did not last long. There seemed to be a build-up for another war. The former owners of the gold got nervous. Pope XI got old. All the while Hitler's silently and secretly ransacked the faraway abandoned warehouse of the British Bank and bought the gold more often than not in submarines to Singapore, where it was delivered and handed over in brief ceremonies to the Japanese Imperial Army under Hitler's half-brother, Tomoyuki Yamashita. The submarines headed back so that nobody would discover the subterfuge. Jose Antonio Diaz shipped the 650,000 metric tons back to the Vatican with the Queen. If that is what you want, no. 10 years later, Pope Louis XII asked him to bring it back to Manila. See Agana decision. There were no telecommunications in the form we understand today, but we can imagine that Jose Antonio Diaz or Jose Rizal, Adolf Hitler and Tomoyuki Yamashita knew what they were doing. They came together and met in Singapore, which was then officially a British Crown colony, and had the meeting of the gold done by the expert German company, the Gusa. From there, the gold was brought to the Philippines to be buried under supervision of Prince Chichilo and to become known as the infamous Yamashita treasure. We are talking of a time prior to the start of World War II, generally accepted as being September 1, 1939, when Hitler ordered his generals to take Poland in one day. We could argue that the start of World War II was much earlier, perhaps in 1937, when the Imperial Japanese Army raided and took China, killing more than 300,000 Chinese during one day in Nanking. That was 6 years after Japan had started the military invasion of China in order to capture the Manchuria province in China's north, which had all the natural resources that Japan so importantly needed in order to support a war effort. It was also in 1931 that Japan started to invade, albeit silently, the Philippines. Mostly civil engineers in disguise, the Japanese started to build a wide array of tunnels and caves, thus indicating that they prepared well ahead for the burial of the gold that would come from Europe and China. The gold that Hitler and his Japanese allies stole from the richest of the rich on both sides, from those who had money enough to buy gold, stashed it away in secret bank vaults so that they would not have to pay tax, was listed immediately following the war. In the International Court of Justice, World Court, in The Hague, Holland, the total of missing gold was 946,000 metric tons, and it is still missing. The World Court had ruled that all gold found from buried treasure in the Philippines would legally belong to the original claimants of World War II loot. Until today, here has not been a single claimant. The claims are listed per country. There are 13 countries claiming. No names of persons or families are tendered. The Federal Reserve, the U.S. Treasury, the International Bank for Settlement, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank are patently aware of the location of the gold. And to them, it is the same as if the gold was stashed secretly in America. So Jose Protasio Rizal, Reverend Father Jose Antonio Diaz de la Paz, was an active participant in concealment and masking of the stolen treasures of the World War II. Yes, he has a patriot. Yes, he was an accomplice and sophisticated person. Yes, he was a friend of royalty across a broad spectrum, and to the end he served the Philippines. As his letter of instruction, which details what is to be done with accumulated wealth, demands that its primary objective be specific projects for betterment of the Philippines. Whether subscribing to the accuracy of published history or influenced by the revelation of this essay, it must be admitted that Jose Rizal was first and foremost a patriot, even if his modus operandi was unorthodox in the extreme. Perhaps we should silently hope that his vision is realized along with that of President Marcos. He is accomplishing the world's most incredible seizure and conversion of his stolen wealth. The Philippines cries out of administration reform. It has a poverty index equivalent to sub-Saharan Africa, and not reform. It showed a keystone in correcting the situation is totally ignored by all administrations. Hernando de Soto, in his masterpiece, The Mystery of Capital, provided a profound study of the land laws of the Philippines and demonstrated conclusively that land reform was the key elements in the elimination of poverty and awakening of the entrepreneurial spirit that is the backbone of every great nation. Perhaps such reforms frustrated by the consideration surrounding the land title OCP number T01-4, but the present representatives of the Talyano clan are not agreed and genuinely subscribe to the suggestion that land reform is sufficient, and they will cooperate in a meaningful way to assist such reform. In terms of infrastructure, the beneficiary known by the code TBM LSM 666 is equally enthusiastic to share the visions of President Marcos and Reverend Father Diaz to assure that the Philippines becomes the most stable and progressive state in the Asian community. The individual entrepreneurship of the Philippines national is evidenced by an underground economy which has been suggested as larger than the published figures of government. Ergo, the three critical elements for reform in all aspects of improvement of the Philippines are present in way, means, and will. What then will be the catalyst which fuses those critical elements into a national upwelling of interest to generate a Philippines of promise? If one were to provide a definition government, we can suggest that such a definition would be to provide and maintain an environment in which its people may live peacefully and prosper. If we can accept that definition, perhaps we are obliged to look to the administration as the catalyst which fuses the way, means, and will. Let them lead, and the people will follow in devout appreciation of the opportunity to assume control of their own lives. Tax revenues will increase, harmony will reign with the population, and all will be with the world. Where is the leader who will recognize the available tools, then grab the initiative and lead the Philippines toward the destiny so long planned and so painfully delayed by forces concerned more with their own welfare than welfare of the country? They were elected to manage with perception and integrity. Thank you, and God bless.